Hey there, ocean ambassadors, it's Krista again. Today we are out in the field in the Marin Headlands. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge right behind me. We are going to be doing a little bit of field work. So this is something researchers do to get a better idea of what does a wild animal do in its natural habitat. Today we're looking at harbor seals. We happen to be standing right above a harbor seal haul-out. So what that means is sometimes when they want to rest, they're going to leave the water and they're going to come up on rocks or on a beach and just relax for a little while. It's important when we go out in the field that we're ready to do the research that we want to do, and also we're ready for the environment that we're going into. So I've brought some gear with me today. I want to make sure you're ready when you head into the field as well. So first thing, it's a really sunny day. I brought a hat with me. I've brought some sunscreen in case I need it later on. In case the fog does decide to roll in, I've also brought with an extra layer. Better safe than sorry. I've worn my nice durable shoes. We want to make sure that we're ready for the uneven terrain. And then I've also brought some water with. If I'm going to be out here for a while, I want to make sure that I am prepared. Now I also have to be able to see the animals. They're pretty far down there, which is good because it means that I'm not going to be impacting them, but it means I need some help seeing them. So I'm going to set up my scope here. Scope is just like binoculars, but it's a little stronger. And in order to use this, I'm going to need to set up a tripod. So let's see what we have. So today I'm looking at harbor seals, but you might see a different species when you go out into the field. All along our coast there are California sea lions and northern elephant seals, and you'll see different behaviors from all of these different animals. So you want to be really looking out for what makes them unique. What are they doing out there? Some of them like to be really close together. Sometimes they need a little more personal space. Some species like to haul out on sandy beaches, whereas others prefer docks or big rock pilings. So you want to look for all these different environments. What makes each species a little unique? Because we're trying to understand how these animals act normally without any human presence, we want to make sure they don't notice that we're here. And there are several ways we can do that. One, it's really important that we stay nice and quiet. Even though they're kind of far away, they have pretty good hearing, and we don't want them to be reacting to us. Means that we might also try to position ourselves where they can't see us or they can't smell us if we're a little closer. All of the marine mammals along our coast are protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act, which means we have to keep our distance. We want to give them space to be wild and make sure that we're not getting too close, even if we're well-intentioned. At the Marine Mammal Center, we're taking care of wild animals, which means it's really important that we know what is normal for a wild animal. That way, when they're at our hospital, we can better identify what's weird. What is this animal doing that they wouldn't otherwise do out here in the ocean? That's going to allow us to really treat them better and more quickly figure out what is actually wrong. As ocean ambassadors, we're going to see there are lots of ways that we can use technology instead of being here in person, just to make sure that we're not affecting or changing those animals' behavior. But there are some types of research where we really have to be in the field. For example, if we wanted to collect samples, we might want to look at their blood, collect fur, sometimes we collect fecal samples. All of those things we have to be there for. Or if we want to track where is the animal going after we see it, we have to attach a physical tracking device, and in order to do that, we're also going to have to be there. Some of our veterinarians just went to Alaska to study some wild harbor seal populations up there in an area where for some reasons the harbor seal population really declined. There just weren't many harbor seals coming back year after year, and they wanted to see maybe there were some contaminants, maybe there's a disease, something like that. So the research that we do to understand what's going on out in the ocean can really help us inform ourselves and figure out how can we keep a healthy ocean habitat for these marine mammals. So when we're in the field, we're mainly looking at the animals, but there are a lot of other things going on around us as well. We want to make note of the weather, conditions that change. When we're talking about animals that live in the ocean, what does the ocean look like? Is it high tide? Is it low tide? All of these factors are going to affect those animals that we're studying. So even if we come out here and it's not quite what we expected to see, that's okay. That's really solid data as well. And we want to make sure we're making notes about all of that and keeping track of what we're seeing in our field notebooks. All right, ocean ambassadors, it is now your turn to head out in the field, observe some wild marine mammals. Think about anything that surprises you, write down any questions that you thought up in your field notebooks, and have a good time. Remember, like the pinnipeds do, haul out.